Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a video on this eye look right here. It is using the Anastasia Prism palette. I bought this when it came out and I haven't really fully played with the colors in it. I've kind of done some more natural, more less creative looks, just more wearable looks with it, but I really wanted to sit down and create something a little more colorful and really get to play with this palette. So this is what I came up with. I definitely think that this palette relieved the pressure off of Anastasia after Subculture. I think that it definitely made up for that palette, although I still really love that palette. I was one of the very few that was able to work with it, or that mine just worked. But again, I do still struggle with it sometimes, but I still really love the palette. But I do think that the blendability and the quality of these shadows, not necessarily the quality, but just the way that they work, the way that they blend, their pigment, it definitely is a lot more usable and less difficult to work with. It's not difficult to work with at all. So I really like it. I love the packaging. I think it is so sleek, so pretty. I love that they're staying with this like velvety texture. It's just so cool and it feels so luxurious. But it's at a great price point. I've always said this about Anastasia eyeshadows. I think that their palettes are very reasonably priced based on quality and compared to other brands and other palettes. I think that $40 or $42 is pretty good for 14 eyeshadows, and they're, I mean, a pretty good pan size for being in a palette, but I think that the colors in this palette are just stunning. I really like the color combinations. It's unlike any other palette that I have. But with all that being said, I had a really fun time creating this look for you guys, so if you want to see how to get it, just keep on watching.
Okay guys, so I'm going to start by taking a big fluffy brush and the color Saturn from the palette, and I am blending this in the outer half of my crease to start creating that gradient between the orange and the yellow-green color that you see on the other eye, which I guess I'm doing that quite quickly. So I go into Sphere, which is that yellow-green neon color, and then I'm just going back and forth. You'll see that this is just a long process just because I wanted this to be a pretty seamless blend between that orange color and the yellow-green. So I'm just going back and forth with two different brushes and blending them together. Now I'm taking my NYX Total Control drops with a flat synthetic brush to cut the crease. I wanted this to be a really interesting take on a cut crease where I had more of a gradient on the crease. Obviously, how many times can I say crease in this video? But I'm just creating a gradient crease with a matte lid. Normally I do shimmer if I'm doing a cut crease, but we are going with a matte shade, and this is the color Lure, I believe, and it's just this matte kind of plummy mauve-y color, and I'm just applying this all over the lid. Now taking the shade Pyramid on an angled brush, and I sprayed it with some Fix Plus to make it into an eyeliner, and I definitely recommend using some of these like shimmery foiled shades and using them as eyeliner because it worked really well. Okay, but now I am going to be taking the shade Eden, and I'm just using a fluffy eyeshadow brush and smoking out my lower lash line with this color. And then going in with the shade Lucid and applying it with a flat brush to my inner corner. Then I'm taking the Eyelure brand lashes, and these are in the style Opulent. I believe it's part of their Gilded line. These are some of my all-time favorite lashes. I think they are stunning, and I am just making sure that they are applied as close to my lash line as possible, pinching them to blend them with my natural lashes. And last but certainly not least, I am taking Porcini by Bite Beauty and applying this all over my lips.
Okay guys, so that is the finished look. I know I talked about it in the beginning of this video, but I think this palette is so good. I think it is definitely worth the money. I think if you haven't picked it up yet, I definitely think you should. It is just beautiful. I mean, just look at these colors. But I think that you guys will really enjoy this. I love that it has a black in it. I love a good palette that has a neutral shade, a neutral cream, and a black, which you have there and there. So it makes working with color very easy. Although I didn't use either of those colors today because I wanted to do something a little more colorful, I definitely think it is a more usable palette if you want to start experimenting with color. But with all of that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video, and go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.